Source number 3. You have found an article that discusses a specific archaeological find, a Viking ship. The article describes what the ship tells us about the way Vikings lived. The mystery of the Viking ship. How did the Vikings travel so far over water? The answer was found in a large burial mound on the Gokstad farm outside of Sandefjord, Norway, in Scandinavia. Rumors had been circulating around the town that a Viking ship was buried deep in the mound. The location of the site made sense. Vikings in Norway were mostly farmers, and the land in the area was a rich farming area. One day, in 1879, two teen boys who lived on the Gokstad farm began to dig in the mound to see what they could find. There was the Viking ship. Nicholson, an Antiquian, or expert in ancient objects, heard about what the boys found. He stopped them from digging any farther and started an archaeological dig on the site. The burial mound was about 16 feet high, but had probably been even larger during the Viking period. As the archaeologists dug further, they found that some of the upper part of the ship had been destroyed, but most of it was buried in clay below ground and had been preserved. The dig revealed that most of the ship was made from oak, a wood that is hard and stable. The upper parts of the ship, the planks on the deck, and the mast were made of pine. Iron nails held the planks together. A keel, a T-shaped piece of wood that ran along the length of the boat, was attached to curved wooden planks called strakes in its center. These strakes acted as the ribs of the ship. Viking workers had overlapped the strakes. This was a method called clinkering. It made the ship strong. This ensured the ship would be stable in rough seas and in battle. But how did the ship travel in the sea? The dig revealed that there were places for 32 oarsmen to row, propelling the ship across the sea. A mast provided evidence that sails also helped the ship move. White cloth made of wool with red stripes sewn on was found at the front of the ship. This was probably part of a sail. It suggested that harnessing the wind helped make the ship move. The dig revealed clues about the structure of Viking ships. It also indicated some of the customs and rituals of the Viking people. There was a burial chamber at the back of the ship. The archaeologists found several revealing items. Between the joists on the roof, they found pieces of silk woven with gold thread, likely the remains of costly hangings. Hangings might have hung on the walls of the room in the stern. One of the most important finds of all was a skeleton, which had been laid on a raised bed. The skeleton was probably a man of about 6 feet tall with a powerful build. Analysis of the skeleton indicated that he was likely in his 40s when he died. On his legs was an indication that he had received blows, probably in battle. On the side of his thigh, there were signs of a deep knife wound. Archaeologists believe that this was the cause of death. This suggests that he died of a common fighting technique among the Vikings, a blow to the leg. There were other items in the burial chamber. A game board and fish hooks were found, kitchen equipment, 6 beds, a tent, 12 horses, 8 dogs, 2 peacocks, and 3 small boats were also discovered. All of these items tell us much about this man. He must have been rich to have owned so many items. Along with the skeleton, these items show us the ways that Vikings lived, fought, and died. After the evacuation, the ship was restored. Archaeologists took the ship apart and bent the parts that still existed into their original shape. They replaced the wood that had been destroyed with new wood. The ship stands in a museum in Stanford today. When this Viking ship was in full sail, it must have been an impressive sight. The ship was incredibly useful to the Vikings. This well-designed vessel was stable and strong and able to navigate effectively in voyages of exploration, trade, and war. It was ultimately the burial site